I'm going to hit the record here on the computer. Welcome, everybody, to our Training Thursday. My name is Paul Croto. This is our HCCC Continuing Education Series, and we are coming to you live, not only in Zoom, but on Facebook, and we're doing this recording too, so we'll have multiple ways to watch this if you miss it, because it's going to be one of those classes where you don't want to watch it twice. So what I'm going to do today, so we're working through a series right now of trainings on how to move through the 8 skills. So we're on skill number 1. Last week, we went over the 8 skills and gave the mile-high view on all 8 of them. So we're going to really dive into skill number 1, which is add. Now, before we can do that, we need something to add people to. So I've seen people, I asked people, top coaches, what system they're using to keep track of people. And I get, ask 100 people, get 100 different answers. So I'm going to give you an option today. It's a little different than probably anything you've seen before. I know a lot of you are using contact mapping. That's fantastic. Or something through the company or your own thing. Or I've used Evernote for years before. That works extremely well. So, this is not to confuse you or say you have to change or anything like that. This is just giving you another option of ideas out there. And it helps me because my brain wants to know what's next as well as your brain does. So this helps me answer that question, what next for each of my people. So let me go ahead and screen share, which I'll be doing the entire class today. So let's go screen share and this and share. Is that working, Becca?
Yes, it is.
Okay. You can just see my Notion.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a program called Notion. It's Notion. And it's Notion dot, what is it? What is the ending?
S-O.
S-O. It's a weird ending.
S-O.
So it's not .com. None of that. It's S-O. So super different. Super outstanding is what it stands for. Notion dot super outstanding. Okay, so this is a funnel system that I use to keep track of people. So this is a board. It's what's called a board. And so I have people that I'm meeting. So let's say I find someone new today. I click on the new thing and I would type in Frank. So I met Frank example today. So you can put in Frank and his last name. And then all these are cards. So when I click on Frank's name, the card will open up and you can see that, right, Becca?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the card, you can add tons of information. So in here, I put phone, email, like a social, like if he's, he's really on Facebook or he's more of an Instagram person, whatever it is, I put their social media link. 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a Facebook page. So I can get to their Facebook page quick to make comments and see what they're up to. And then there's something called potential. So we like to rank people, this, like we found a superstar and super high potential, great potential, good potential, possible potential, limited potential, and this can change as you meet the person and get to know them better. And obviously you want to be, you don't want to give everyone unlimited potential, although everyone does have unlimited potential, doesn't mean they use it. So this is something that I change often. So the funnel, this says funnel now. So these are all the different steps in the funnel. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my template. So this is totally free. You can just go to notion.so. It's free to get it. You can use it on the internet. You can download it to your computer, whether you have a Mac or a PC that downloads to any computer, a desktop version. And it's also on your phone. So any kind of phone you have, it's on there too. So it's completely mobile. And once you take my template you can do whatever you want with it. So you can change these things. You can change the colors. You can change the words. You can change anything you want. And I'll show you how to add things to this, but I'm just going to go through how I use it, and then you can decide what you want to do when you get yours. So at the end of this, I'll share a link with you. It's an internet link. When you click on that, it's going to take you to Notion. And we'll go through this because Becca's going to hit duplicate, and you'll see on her screen how she grabs it from me and uses it on her own. So Becca, you deleted your funnel, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So PC or distributor. So now not enroll, so I either didn't enroll them yet. I did put them in as a PC, or they are a distributor. So there's a choice there. Status. So we always talk about the 5 C's, right? They're a contact, they're a client, they're a connector. So there's something more than a client. They not only are taking the products, but they're bringing people to me and making referrals to me. They're a coach, which means they're either in the coaching program or graduated, so they're in the program there, or they're a captain. Okay, so I can pick one of those. Next contact. So with every single person that you deal with, there should be a next contact date. So if I'm talking to Frank today, I'm like, Frank, let me call you back on Saturday. So I'm going to click on Saturday here, and I can set include a time. So I highly recommend putting a time in here. So you can put there, and I'm gonna call Frank back. We decided at 11 a.m. and this is your time zone, so it knows what time zone you're in. So it puts that in there. And then if you want to be reminded, you can click here and be reminded at the time of the event, 5 minutes before, an hour before, 2 days before, whatever you want. So there's tons of different reminders that can be set here. The last connect. So I just talked to Frank today. So I'm going to click on today's date. That's the last time I talked to Frank, which was today. And it's important to update this last contact date, and I'll show you why in a moment. But yeah, so I'm in get in the habit of doing that. So lead source. Now, Frank could be my brother-in-law. He could be someone I met on Facebook. He could be a lead from somebody that I know. So you can type in whatever you want here in this blank here to, lead I found on Instagram, so whatever it is. There. Files is really cool. So you can click on this and you can upload files. So one of the things we're going to show you in this class today is how to do a screenshot. So let's say you just did someone's health evaluation. So I'll go into my Outlook and I'll do a screenshot of the entire health evaluation, the results page, and upload that screenshot to here, and it saves all the screenshots that I've taken. So I know Becca mentioned that she takes screenshots even of orders she's placed for people and things like that, so she can remember what the heck she's doing. And there's also another way to do that, and I'll show you that. Well, I'll show it to you right now. So at the bottom, so there's all these things we're going to go through. And then here at the bottom, you can make comments. So I can make a comment, just met Frank today. Now you're probably wondering, well, how am I going to know what today is? Well, when you hit send, it actually time stamps that. Whenever you hit sends, these can be notes to yourself. Now you can also, this is actually designed for a whole team to be working on this. So if we had a different situation, we wanted to have different people, other people could make comments in here as well. But this is my system, so I'm the only one making comments. So you can do that, hit send, but there's also a section down here that you can, make all kinds of notes in. So this is just like a free-for-all section. So you can actually drag and drop screenshots into here. You can do a million things in this spot, actually, because what you can do is you can go back up here and change this into a bullet list. So let's say I'm going to turn this into a to-do list. So now I'm going to say, send him samples. So then I hit return, and another to do. So another thing I want to do with him is call his brother, whatever it is. So if I just want to, and then every time you do something, you can click it off, and it kind of works as a to-do list in here. So you can turn it into to-do list. You can turn it into numbered list. You can do, like, the sky's the limit. So just, and this goes on for infinity. So you can make as many notes on him as you wanted for the rest of Frank's life, and have them all here. So let's go back up here. Let's go to leads. So files, took health evaluations. So you want to check off there. You can fill in his health goals. I got 3 here that I have blanks for. First health score. So maybe his first health score was, a 38. And now this one says first health score, but see how the symbol's a little different? It has like a calendar thing there. So that means it's a date thing. So when you hit that, you just put in today's date or whenever he took that health evaluation. So you know when the first one was. Now, you can get as detailed as you want on putting in the different categories and stuff, but I like the idea of doing a screen capture of the whole thing so you can go back, because really what we really want to see at a glance is just the total. Has it been going up or been going down? So second health score, and then the date of that, the third health score, the date of that. Interested in coaching program. So either I have not asked Frank yet, he said yes, he said maybe someday, or he said, no, I want nothing to do with being a health coach. So you can, pick one of these. So actually I have not asked Frank yet. Is a health coach, which means they're in the program. So you can check that off, and I'll show you why that's important in a moment. Finished the HCCC, which means they graduated. So it's a date. So let's say he ends up graduating on the 31st, or whatever date he graduated on. And then we have a spot for the enroller, which typically is usually you, but I have people in my contact list that I've kind of taken over in my group or want to stay in touch with in my group because they're so good. So I'll put the enroller's name and the sponsor's name in here. Now the assigned thing, that's something that it just is there now because of the mode I'm in, but that probably won't be in yours when you grab it and copy it. And it's neither here nor there anyways. And then you can add a property. So let's say you want to know, and then when you add a property, it literally adds it to every single person in your entire database. So it would add, let's say we want to know their birthday, which is a good one. So birthday. And that's not a text column. We want to make that a date column. Okay, so we pick date. And Frank's birthday is in July. So we can put his birthday in there. See how I did that? So I just labeled it, picked whatever it was, and you can, again, pick as many different things you want to know about the person as you like. Boy, I wish I could remember their wife's name or spouse's name or children's name. I mean, you can go on and add more and more fields to this. So that's that. Anything I missed, Becca, with this or should add or comment on? Cool. Okay. So now I got Frank. I just added Frank in. Now, initial contact. So, I mean, this column for me has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of names, people I've met over the years. I haven't even made an initial contact yet. I mean, I'll literally go to a bulletin board someplace at a library or something, and there'll be business cards on there, and I pull them all off because it's my goal to add 2 people every day. So every single day I add 2 names to when we say your prospect list in the new digital world, this is what we mean. So there's just a, big list of names I have here, many of which I've never even made an initial contact with, believe it or not. So that can happen. But let's say I met Frank and I sent him a Facebook message. Okay, so there means something was done on my part to differentiate them between just a name and on a list. And I've actually taken some sort of action with them. So I just drag him into the next column. So now I made an initial contact. I said something to Frank. Now, what would be a cool thing to do is go down here and remind myself of what I did. So you can put in like today's date, which would be 3/18/21, and I messaged him on Facebook. Okay, so I got a little note there. So again, my last contact was today, and I'm going to try him back on the 20th. I just put a date in there. So now maybe Frank messaged me back, and so me and Frank are going through Messenger, or we're texting each other. Who knows what's going on here, but I'm keeping track of it inside the note. What my next goal is with Frank is to move him along. So somehow, someday, I need to invite him to something. Now you could invite him to the Shake It Up Challenge. We're going to be running other challenges. The mineral challenge is coming up and a whole bunch of other things. We could invite him to meet with you one-on-one on Zoom. You could invite him to a local thing you're doing in your hometown or in your house or Starbucks. I don't know. Invite him to have coffee with you. So you can, if you invite him to connect with you, let's say you're going to connect with him here on Zoom. So I invited, hey, Frank, I'd love to connect with you and on Zoom, is that something you're interested in? So I invited. Now Frank doesn't say he said yes yet, or I asked Frank to do the Shake It Up challenge with me doesn't mean he said yes. I just asked him. So I invited him, and I'm waiting and waiting, so I can see all the names in this column of people I actually sent invites to, but only some people accepted it. So maybe I invited Frank, Sue, and Greg to do this this Shake It Up challenge, and only Greg accepted it. Okay, so these two are just like sitting here. So Greg accepted my invitation to do the Shake It Up challenge. Or, maybe then I finally get a hold of Sue. I invited her to connect with me here on Zoom, and she agrees that we meet. So now I don't move anybody until it's actually been done. So every single step you have to consider in the past tense. So you don't move Sue to the initial meeting until you actually have had the initial meeting with Sue, because she may not show up to the initial meeting, which just means she stays in the column invitation accepted. Let's say we meet on Zoom and we have our initial meeting and it goes well. So now my next thing, what do I want to do with Sue? Well, I want to share something with her, because that's where I want to move everyone along. I want to get everyone to the right. So the next thing I want to do with Sue is share with her. What am I going to share with her? Well, we share a health evaluation with her. I could share the Elevate Your Health Facebook group. I could share my 90 for Life info site. Maybe I want to have her listen to Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Maybe I want to have her listen to or watch the Audacity of Health video from Dr. Wallach. So when I share something with her, I move into the share column, but it's up to you to go down here in the notes section and remind yourself, what in the world did you share with Sue? Did you share, the Audacity of Health? Well, what was it that you shared? So I would put the date, send her a link to my health evaluation, so you can remind yourself what in the world you did. Because I promise you, about 10 minutes after you've done it, you're going to forget what you did, because that's how my brain works. So, you want to make good notes. Now, you shared the health evaluation with Sue, right? So now you got to follow up with her. So for Sue, I'm going to set a follow-up date with her, the next connect, to go over the health evaluation. Let's just set it for Saturday. And it's going to be at 11 a.m. So I set it for 11 a.m. Okay, so that's when I'm going to follow up with Sue. Now, let me just show you something really cool. So there's all kinds of different views here. So you're like, well, Paul, how am I going to remember to follow up with Sue? First of all, I set a reminder for myself. That's why it's in blue. So I went down here, I clicked on a reminder, and I picked, at time of event. So it's gonna ding me right on my phone. It says, Paul, Sue, you're supposed to meet with her right now. So it sets a reminder on my phone and on my computer.
So Paul, there was a question. Can you set multiple reminders?
No, you're only allowed one. So, yeah. Okay. So now up here underneath funnel system, there's a little drop down arrow. So when I click on this, I can go to calendar view. So now I can see all of my people that I have follow-up set with. So this calendar shows me the next connect. When am I going to connect with these people next? So I have Sue and Frank set for 11 a.m. Saturday. That's not good. So you want to check this before you set an appointment to make sure you have someone else scheduled there. Now, I also put them in my Google Calendar to remember. But, what's really cool about this is that, I'll see people like Sue and Frank up here. Now, all right, let me rephrase that. I used to see them up there. Now, what does that mean? It means I didn't set another follow-up with them, another connect date. Now, here's today in red. So today is always in red. So I have people up here that I never set a next connect date with. So even though me and Sue don't have a formal meeting set, for whatever we were going to do, I need to say, you know what? I'm going to follow up with Sue today or tomorrow or Saturday, one of the days that I don't have a lot of people on, because you're going to see the list of people that you have to follow up with on each day. So now I need to follow up with Frank too, because I never set a next follow-up date with Frank because he wouldn't be up here if I did that. So I can grab Frank and move him, to next Monday and just drop them there. Now it automatically updates their profile. So I go in here and I check on next connect. Look at that, March 20th at 11 a.m. So this calendar function, everything works in cahoots with each view. So, this is a really cool tool. It's a safety net to make sure that nobody is up here, because there should be nothing up here. It should be always, I've moved them to some other date. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's go back to my board view. So I shared with Sue. I got back with Sue. I followed up with her. We had our Zoom meeting. We went over her health evaluation, and I got her on some products. So now I enrolled Sue. So when I'm in here, I want to make sure that I'm always updating this. So she did take the health evaluation. My last connect with her was yesterday, let's just say. And I typed in her health goal or health score. I got her on Smart Chip, so I want to check that. Placed initial order. That should be a check mark. So that's a checkbox. So yes, she placed her initial order. And I can also put here the status. So now she's a client of mine. And what am I missing, Becca? Where's her distributor?
I was just going to say, we didn't put in their distributor or client number.
I'm sure I did.
I don't see it.
Okay. Well, let's add it. So I'm going to add this, and I'm going to call, what do we call this? Distributor?
YG. No, yeah, or YGY ID.
PC or distributor. No, it already exists. I knew it was.
Right, but that was a drop-down menu to differentiate between customer
that's right. It's right at
distributor.
The top. Yeah, I just asked you where was it? It was at the top.
But that's not the number if you wanted to add the number in there.
No, I was just asking, where do you put that now they're a PC?
At the top.
So you can type in their ID number here, but here you switch it to PC. Okay. So now we want, what do we do next with Sue? Well, after she gets her product, we want to check in. So if you checked in with her and said, Sue, did you get your products? Then you can move her here that I did check in with her. Okay. If you did not check in with her, don't move her here. So we're going to move here. I checked in with Sue. Sue, did you get your products? Yes. Great. Did you open the box yet? No. Okay. Let's open the box together. So we open the box together. We go through the products. She knows what to do. Sue, great. Now, if I want to check in with her again, I can move the next connect date again, maybe to a week from now or whenever I feel like I want to check in with her. But the next big thing we want to get to is the 1 month check-in to do another health evaluation. So, I'm going to set a date that's, 1 month from the time she joined to remind myself to do the 1 month check-in. So, and that would be another great column to add was date enrolled. So we're going to make that a date. So Sue enrolled today. So now you can remember that what a month from now would be. So I did the first month, and her health score went up fantastic. And then we went another month, and her score went up again. Now, eventually, sometime you want to invite her to see if she wants to become a health coach. Hey, Sue, do you have any interest in learning how to become a certified holistic health coach like I am? Now, again, she could say one of a few things here that she is, well, either I have not asked her. She said yes. She said maybe someday or no. So she said, yes, I am interested in that. So I'm like, great, you should watch the video. So I invited her to the video. So now I kind of moved her over here and kind of advanced her. Now, when they watch the video, they're going to have one of two things are going to happen. They're either going to become a new health coach, or they're just going to be like, Sue's like, no, I just want to stay being a client. I'm very happy being a client. I watched the video, but I'm not interested in becoming a health coach. So you kind of move her to the great client column. And I have a ton of people in the great client column that just never want to go any further. That's as far as they want to go. 80% of your people are going to be stuck here, which is fine. It's just how it is. But some people are going to actually go on and become a health coach. So I met this unbelievable person named Becca. And when I had my initial contact with Becca, I was like, wow, this woman's got it going on. Pretty smart. So I go here and I say potential unlimited. Okay, so that's like I got it set there. So now I invited her to connect. She accepted my invitation. We did an initial meeting, and I shared. Not only did I share the health coaching, the health evaluation, but I shared the health coaching video too. So you can actually move her all the way to here fast track someone. So I invited her to the coaching video. Now, could someone go back? Could she watch the coaching video and be like, oh, forget it, I don't want to do that? And we move her back? Of course she can. So she watched the coaching thing, and I could say interest in HCCC, no. And then move her back to wherever column I want to move her back to. But when she says yes, now what I'm going to do is I have a new health coach. Now, having a new health coach is great, but you want to make sure they actually completed the course. So that's the next big thing I want to get Becca to do, is to finish the course. Now, when they finish the course, there's this other thing called actually working their business now. So we actually don't want people just completing the course. We actually want to get one person enrolled. And we want a baby step here, because you're going to see a lot of people in your organization that completed the course but have never enrolled somebody. So they got to get at least one in to show that they can do it. Got one in. So enrolled one person. Now an SAA is someone who's enrolled 3 people on at least $50. And they're on $100 themselves. So that's Becca. She did that. And now not only did she enroll 3 people, but she has $1,000 of group volume. So now I'm going to move her over to here. And now my next big thing to get Becca to do is to go 1 star. So I move her over here, 1 star. So I got all my 1 stars. I think I have 167 1 stars. So I got a lot of people in this column. Then I'm trying to get to this column, the 2 star. Not mentioning any names. Well, we're gonna get Becca over here, 2 star. And then 3 star, and so on until we get to the promised land.
Well, the nice thing about this is I'm bringing a lot of you with me.
Yes, you can't make it to 2 star without bringing some people with you. It's the great part about this business. So now let's say somebody like Sue ghosts out on me. You know, just quits for whatever reason. Can't get a hold of her. So you can change her funnel status to not interested. You know, what that does is it creates a column at the very end after 5 star. It's not interested. So I have a whole bunch of people that just have been no's. Either they said no initially and they never joined, or they were on products for a while and quit, or whatever the situation is, dropped out, not interested. You know, so there's just one big massive column I have here of names of people that not doing anything anymore. Now you can leave them. Let's just say, you know, they're a great client. You just leave them in that column because they don't want to move anymore. You know, or, you know, you did a 2-month check-in and they're still ordering, you know, and you just either can't get a hold of them or whatever's going on. I don't know, but they just stay in this column, you know. It's not a horrible thing. You want to continue to stay in touch with them and try to do a 3-month check-in and get them to do the 3rd health evaluation. So there's a ton of flexibility. You can go, you know, back and forth with this and move people, you know, any column you feel like they should be in at this moment. But what this is going to do for you is give you this bird's eye view of your whole organization. You're going to have a ton of people in each column. And when we say the secret to your success is keeping the pipeline full, what we mean by that is to have a lot of people in all these columns. Now, let me show you something really cool that we have a feature in here. So let me stack these people up here. Let me go back and stack them all. Okay. So now Greg has, let's just say Greg is possible potential. We said that Becca has unlimited potential, and we said that Frank has good potential. So look what it just did. It sorted them by potential. So my best potential person is always at the top. So as long as you sign up potential to people, it'll sort them accordingly, because you want to know who your best on. So especially when you're doing this prospect list, you know, like let's say you got, you know, hundreds of names in your prospect list. Well, who should you call first? Well, you want to call someone first who you think has the most potential. And those people are automatically sorted to the top by the system. A couple other cool things is I showed you the calendar view, all people table view. So when you click on this, it shows all my people and it does it in a table view. So now I can see things. So, oops, I forgot to set a next connect with Becca. So let me go ahead and do that now. I'm going to call her back on Saturday. And see how it's sorted that? So it sorts by next connect. You can see all your upcoming appointments and when you should connect with somebody. You know, and preferably there should be a time in there too. So, you know, it was not just the 20th, but I'm going to set include time. And I'm going to switch this to 2 p.m. to connect with her. So the 20th at 2 p.m. So where is she in the funnel? She's on my prospect list. Now if I want to switch her to something, you can just do it real quick from here. You don't have to go to the board. You could just you know, say shared health event. So she moves to shared, and all this is in order. Status. Oh, I didn't pick a status. So right now she's just a contact, you know, so you can fill this in so you can see what you're missing. You can see all these different categories for each person in a different view. So now let's go to another view. So you do the drop-down box, connected with today. No, so I'm sorry, connect with today. So these are all the people you got to call back today. So when we went with the all people's view, and we would set them for today's date. Now look how cool this was. So I was supposed to call Sue at 11. It turned red because guess what? It's past 11 o'clock on the 18th. So it's a kind of a red alert. Hey, Paul, you were supposed to call this Sue person. You didn't do that. So now when I go to connect with today, so let's say you come to your computer, you're like, well, what am I supposed to do today? So when you click on this, it tells you just the people today you're supposed to contact, and it puts them in order based on time. This is a, you know, where I go to every single day to see what I'm going to. Now at the end of my day, what I want to know is who did I connected with today? So who did I connect with today? So this is sorted by last connect. So anybody that's got a last connect day of today, because after I connect with people, I set the last connect day was today. So now I can see a long list of people that I've touched base with today. So I can, you know, feel good about today and see, okay, yeah, I did, you know. So I want to have at least 10. So it actually does a count here. It counts how many names are in this column. So connected with today, my goal is 10 a day. So that I have like 10 connects a day. Set your goal. Like I want to have 2 a day, 20 a day, 50 a day. I've got people that do 100 a day. So it just depends on how aggressive you want to be and have how many connects you want to have per day. Then you can also do, here's a cool one. Last connect more than 30 days. So when you click on this, it's going to give you a list of people who the last connect date, the last time you talked with them was more than a month ago. This is your oh no list. You know, I totally forgot to get back with Sue. You know, so now the column that we're looking at is last connect. Date enrolled, finished, last connects. Here we go. So this is wrong. So I hit filter. Last connect is on
it's supposed to be on or before
a month ago. Okay. So now it would work right. It would just show me people that was on a month ago. So February 18th or before. That's the last time I connected with Amy. I better call Amy because it's been over a month since I connected with her. So this is a great safety net. My coaches and captains. So let's just say I want to see a list of just my coaches and captains. You can click on that. And anybody that you gave a status to. So let's go back to all people view and go to Becca. And she is a captain. Okay. And Frank is, we're going to give Frank a status of coach. So Frank's one of my coaches. So now when we go to coaches and captains, it's going to pull up Becca and Frank because they have a status of captain or coach. So it's only going to pull up those people. Make sense? You good with that? And then no next contact scheduled. Here's an interesting list. So this would be a list of people who you did not set a next connect date with. You know, maybe you just got busy, forgot, whatever. If there's not a next connect date, you're in big trouble because you're probably never going to connect with them again and they're going to fall through the cracks. So you never, ever, 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 never want to have someone on this list. That means you do not have a scheduled follow-up day or time with them. So that's the very bottom thing to pick, is no next contact scheduled. So that's the class. Now let's do it. Let's do a share. So I did a share, and I shared the link with Becca. You saw that link, Becca? So I'm going to stop screen sharing.
No, because you told me to delete it, and
okay. So I'm going to go to share here, and I'm going to hit show link options. So duplicate template. Okay. So I'm going to copy this link, and I am going to put it in the chat. I would not recommend going to this until you see what Becca does, so you can see how she does this. And we'll put this link on Facebook too, but there's the link to copy to get my thing. Don't click on it just quite yet. Becca, you click on it and share your screen if you would. Okay, so Becca clicked on the link. She came to this web page here. And there's a little thing up in the right-hand corner that says duplicate. When you hit that, it now becomes yours. So you can't even write on mine. You can't screw mine up. You can play with it as much as you want, move things around, move people up and down. Play with it as much as you want. It's just a sample template. But once you hit duplicate, now it's yours. So now if you want to delete those people, you can delete them or leave them there, whatever you want to do with them. But you just click on the little thing there and then hit delete. So now Sue's gone. So if you want to leave them there, you can, and just so you can remember with this class. And that's it.
Yeah.
So let's go to board view.
So if you want to delete somebody, there's those 6 dots on the left-hand side. You're just going to click on those, and it's going to give you these options where you can delete, duplicate, copy link, or move to a different board.
Yep. And you can add people from any view. So if you want to add someone from here, just click on add real quick. Click on the bottom there. It says new. Click on new. So now Becca wants to start entering her people in. So just type in Caroline. There you go. Okay. So now you open that up and you start filling this in. Phone number, everything like that. Where is she in the funnel? Go all the way down. Yep. There you go. And then she's a distributor. So just start filling those things in, and you don't have to do it all today, but as you go, you fill these in. And I've been able to stay extremely organized with this. When you start using it, and in the beginning, it's like, oh, I only got 4 people, so it's not a big deal. But when you get to 4,000, it's a big deal.
So I do want to mention something, that whenever you click on this to add information, don't go looking for a save. It automatically saves it. Just click off that window.
Yeah, it's totally automatic save the second you do something.
Okay.
Anybody have any questions?
You can't see the chat.
And Becca, I didn't win Trainer of the Year for no reason.
Okay, so we do have some questions, some chat here. Let's
get some positive feedback. Was this valuable to anybody? Is this something that, was it too difficult, or did it seem pretty easy, or something you'd use?
So we have had people that say absolutely valuable. My brain already stopped hurting. This is fantastic. This is exactly what I've been wanting. Those were things that were up higher in the comments. Yeah.
Plus you get to know what a lot of you are wondering, like, what does Paul do all day? So if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm in this program, moving
He
people
plays with cards.
from one column to the next column. That's my whole life. But when you break it down to this, it becomes super simple. I mean, that's all this business is moving someone to the next column. That's the entire business.
So we do have two hands up, Paul. So we have Jill with her hand up.
Super. Let's unmute Jill.
Apparently I'm unmuted already, I see. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is amazing. Like, I've been wishing for something exactly like this. I don't know if there's any contact mapping people on here, but I keep thinking I have to swing back and get on it. And then it doesn't do exactly what I want. And this does. So I'm not trying to knock that, but this is.
No, and there's people like Cheryl that she uses contact mapping because for some people, this is going to be way too difficult. They're like, this is for your 1%ers.
And I can see this, I can see that, but this is amazing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It's like you're reading my mind. I hate not being able to upload files and screenshots and health evaluations and things that connect. So, the fact that you can do all of that is just exactly what I wanted. I just wanted a simple question. What was the thing that when you click on the link the choice that you take to download it? I missed that.
You just click on upload file, and then it pulls up your computer and you grab it from wherever you want to grab it from.
Upload file, like on the right here somewhere it is?
No, so go back, open up a name. And then go to files and then click on that and then hit upload. So choose a file.
Oh yeah, that isn't what I meant. Yeah, I know, I understand that part. I meant to get started. What were we choosing when we click on the link
you click
in the
on
chat?
the blue link that I put in the chat.
Yeah.
Click on duplicate.
Duplicate. Okay, that's it. Okay, and then do you recommend that we try to import it or that we do it one by one as we go? Is it worth it to figuring out how to import it?
Yeah, so if you can get your names that you have into an Excel sheet, just the names, you can upload all those names at 1 second, and then boom, they're there, and you can, go from there instead of having to enter at least all their names in. Now, you have to update their contact information and stuff. But now, if maybe you have an Excel sheet, I mean, you can download from your back office, the different columns, so if you have their phone number, you have their email address, you have their everything really. So if you're downloading people in your team already, you can upload all that to this. It's kind of like a mapping feature they have. So like, what is this column? Oh, that's email. So you pick email, so it's kindergarten simple. Once you upload it, it'll ask you which each column is going to go to. You just assign it one of those things we've already put in here.
Awesome. Thank you.
One of the things we didn't put in here is address. So you could, add that, add address as one of the lines you want to have for everybody.
It's awesome. It's amazing. I can't wait to get started on it. Thank you.
Yeah, and it's free. Good cost.
And that's a great part.
Yeah, here's another cool part. So with my team, like you can go up to here, hit share.
You're not screen sharing.
Oh yeah, okay. So you just click on share at the top, and you can share. If you can make your page shareable, and you can actually share it with your coach. And and it can be view only or whatever, so that they can help you with things. Or so I have a lot of my people on my team. I have access to theirs so that I can help them with people. So yeah, it's team shareable. Any other questions? Yes, Michelle.
Okay, I concur. This is phenomenal. One of my biggest challenges has not been able to get organized with the people that I've been bringing in. And this is exactly what I need to get me organized. But I missed how to do do the duplicate thing. Could you show that again, please?
Yeah, sure. Becca. Becca's going to delete it, and then there's going to be a little button at top. You'll see it says duplicate. Now, if you thought this was impressive, like I can do a class just, you know, about how I manage projects, how I manage my life. I mean, my whole life is in Notion. So it's not just people I manage. You can make this, put this into, I'll show you all the to-do lists and the project lists and you name it, it can manage it. So this is like an all-in-one life system. So yeah, I mean, all of my personal growth notes, I've created a personal growth notebook that I keep track of all my personal growth in here. I keep track of all my, I have a personal journal of mine, a spiritual journal, all my exercise I record in here. I mean, I got all my sleep. I mean, it's everything that I just did. It's a huge database for me.
Wow.
And then it makes my weekly review super simple because all the information is already in there. So when I go to do my weekly review, I can pull up a custom view that I want to see this, and this every Saturday. So it makes my weekly review like ridiculously simple. And what I really love is where I record my celebrations, challenges, and changes. So I go through those three things every day, actually. These are the great things that happened today, and I can see all the people that I called and all the great things that are happening. These are the challenges. I didn't do this, or this. And then what am I going to change for tomorrow to make tomorrow better than today? Because that's all that really matters in life, is that was today better than yesterday. So I look at the changes I'm going to make and the things I'm going to do tomorrow, and I have a complete list of things to do for tomorrow. And you can set it so that all you see is today, what you got to do today. So yeah, there's a duplicate button.
Yeah, so when you click on it, it's going to show like it's an empty database, but when you duplicate it, it'll duplicate it. It'll save into your Notion.so account. So you do need to create an account, but once you have it created, then the system will remember you and add it to your account.
Yeah. So Becca, and maybe someone else Caroline or someone else that hit the link, what did it do to you since you didn't have an account? I'm going to assume it is going to say, please create an account.
I already had an account, so it took me to a different screen.
Okay. If anybody doesn't have a Notion account, you clicked on the link, let me know what that screen says. I'm going to assume it just says, hey, sign up with Google or email. Okay, yeah. So if you have a Google account, you can click on sign up with Google, and it just automatically populates your name and email address into the Notion system. Okay, we got a couple of people with raised hands here.
So Jill had her hand raised, and Jill, and now it's Reggie's turn.
Yes, Paul, just a quick question. How do you correlate I use a laptop and my phone to run my business. So, I mean, you can change it in one and it changes automatically in both, or how does all that work?
Yeah, everything syncs. So I do something in my phone. And the phone thing's really cool because the app looks exactly like this. You open it up. It's got all my contacts. I got a contact today. And then I'll actually have you touch on phone number, it just dials it. You touch on email, it opens up my email program and sends them an email. I also, one of the lines I have in there is a link to the Facebook Messenger. So every single person you connect with in Messenger, Facebook Messenger, there's actually a very unique link at the very top of the page if you look. So I grab that link and I paste it into one of my lines in Notion, one of my categories, so that whenever I want to go message that person again, I just touch that link and it takes me into the Messenger app automatically to that person, the last thing we said to each other. And I just pick up right there. So it's fully connected with Instagram Messenger or Facebook Messenger, or, you can send them a message. So I have an iPhone. It works with iPhone messaging as well.
Okay.
So it's as slick as you can get.
Thank you.
I have my vision board in here. I mean, when I say everything, I mean everything.
That's
And then
powerful.
Larry, ooh, it is powerful. Larry asked a question wanting to know, can a hard copy of various data be backed up with a hard copy? So you can take this information, download it into a file, and then print it. I don't know if that's exactly what you were asking, Larry, or not.
Yeah, it's no, it's the top three dots that you can do an export. You can do PDF, HTML, or Markdown, or merge with CSV. So you can download as a CSV document as well. But if you want to download as a PDF and take it with you, just download as a PDF and you'll have every single person on paper.
So when you first click on join with, you know, Google email or Facebook or whatever your options are that you choose, it will go through a short introduction to what Notion offers. But you can either skip that or go back to the link, click on the link, it'll open it up now for you. And then you can hit the duplicate. You want to make sure you want to save that duplicate or hit the duplicate so that it saves to your account. So the next time you go back in, you can access it. And again, use the 6 dots on the left-hand side to delete the examples if you want to delete the examples.
Yeah. So, when I'm just going to do a screen share real quick again, because I know some people wanted, some additional training just to show. You can just see my Notion again, Becca?
Yes.
So when we like for instance, the calendar view. So, again, up here, you can create different views. So this is a calendar view to see all my prospects, but I can do a different calendar view and bring other things from my life into this calendar. So like if I got something to do tomorrow, it's in here, and like you just scroll. I think it's a really cool calendar view where you can just see nothing but boxes and dates. So I literally have everything I'm doing. This is my calendar. This is what I use. So if I got something going on, I got business mastery next week, so that's booked in here. Yeah. So you can commingle different calendars together, and you can, view by different. I only want to view my longevity stuff, my coaching stuff, and you can just see this. But if you want to bring in other stuff too, you can do that as well. So it's super, super powerful. Now, so, this took me a year or two to learn, because it's super flexible, so that you create it from scratch. Everything you saw today didn't exist. I built the whole thing from scratch. And the sky's the limit. You can do whatever you want to do with it. You're like, boy, I wish it did blank. So just message me and I'll be like, oh, here's how you do that. So you can, the problem with this is that it's for somebody super, super advanced, because you have to do it from scratch. Like you have to bake the cake from scratch. Other systems, they come cookie cutter. Problem with cookie cutters, you can't change anything. It's just the way it is. So there's pluses and minuses. Some people prefer cookie cutter. Other people prefer do it yourself and design it yourself.
And Paul made it easy and created the template so everybody can just duplicate, plug in, and get to work.
Yeah, I think the ability to duplicate would really impress me with this system. Actually, I knew it could do it, but I'm like, Becca, get on Zoom. We got to see how this duplicate thing really works. So we just actually did it today, and to see that anyone could take that file and duplicate it in 1 second. Yeah, just like Trello. But Trello is so it's more cookie cutter than this. You can do a lot. There's flexibility, don't get me wrong, but it ain't like this where you can create unlimited reports and look at things the way you want to look at them. Anybody else? Trisha?
We can hear you.
Okay. I was just going to say that I had just duplicated it and it came up and asked me for just to log in, basically. So that's, and it says continue with Google, continue with Apple, and enter your email.
Yep. I would continue with Google or whatever one you want to use, or you can not do that and just create an account. But yep, that's the process.
Okay, great. Love it.
Thank you, Amy, for the kind words. I think you're amazing too, and you're very fierce. Yep. So there's a project view. I showed Becca earlier, you know, so when you come down here, I'm not sharing anymore, but when you click down there, you can create new view, and there's like a Gantt view. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that, but it's a project management view for projects that shows different dates and how to book things, and it's just fantastic.
Jill, did you have your hand up again, or is it up from before?
Hi. Yeah, I have another question. It might be what somebody else was trying to ask. Okay, so this is free. I don't know if it was free to you, but it's free to us for sure. Is there a way to back it up? Like if you're putting your whole life in it, how do we know that it's going to be there in 6 months or a year from now? So is there a way to back it up? Like if I'm depending on it, that's like.
Yeah. So I do download, you know, so you got your whole table, hundreds of names. You just go to export HTML, or I'm sorry, export CSV. And then it takes every single piece of data and puts it into one document, downloads it to your hard drive. So you could literally, because there's other competitors out there. You know, there is Trello, there is ClickUp. There's a few other ones that work the same kind of way. So if you want to move to Trello, one of the flexibility is here, but you could take all your data with you and upload it there. So yeah, you know, as often as you want to do it, I can tell you that there are millions of people using this. So it's not like they're going to be like offline in a second. And they do use super, super high security on this. I've done my research on them, and like I have my credit cards and all kinds of stuff on this thing. So I'm super confident in this company. And yeah, there is paid version that I have that you can do more things with, and team collaboration stuff and all kinds of stuff. But honestly, there's no real, you know, I mean, it's pretty much unlimited for free. So unless you want to get super advanced with teams and stuff, that's where.
Yeah, this is so exciting. Thank you so much. Totally appreciate it. I love systems, and this one looks very exciting.
Cool. Maybe we should have done this a year ago,
yeah.
But better late than never.
You were doing some other things a year ago.
Yeah, we were taking care of a lot of things, but this is definitely the time to do it. So now when we talk about going to Facebook and adding people and going out in life and adding people, you have some place to add it to now. And again, it doesn't make a difference to me where you add them to. You could use contact mapping. The company has a program. There's, you know, I used Paper for years, the Tickler file system. I used Evernote is a great program. That's just you can make a note about somebody and keep track of them and set appointments. But if you want to go all out, this is the all out system for ultimate tracking. Not for everybody, not a requirement, but I'd love to hear from people. You know, if you're you know,
does it matter what browser you use?
No, I've used Safari, you know, but I honestly, mostly I use the desktop version. I don't know. Actually, I should take that back. It's kind of cool because you get the desktop version up, but you want to go see something else. So you could pull up another browser window and just pull it up and it goes there too. So you could have multiple browsers open to different pages on Notion and have all that up at one time. Cool. All right. Well, if anybody has any questions, I'm always around. You can post it in the group because this video is now in HCCC, our group. So if you want to rewatch it, you can rewatch it. You want to share it with your team, have them watch it. You make comments below. I'll be sure to check on those comments. And if you have any questions or anything, that's the place to make the comment so I can get back to you and answer, and other people can see it and stuff. So anything else you want to add, Becca? Is it pretty good?
Well, I love the fact that even if you do duplicate this template, if there's something you see that's missing, you can add it. So you're not restricted to just this template.
Yeah, like I didn't put address in. I could have put address in. You know, and mine's actually kind of crazy. I have like everything. Like you could put like I said, their spouse's name, the children's names, like have like all kinds of spots. So it reminds you, I should ask these questions to them and get this information coming in. Birthday was a good ad. So I actually have one of my views is called birthday. So I have every single person on my team, when their birthday is, so I know what's coming up. Tracy's birthday is coming up on Monday, I think it is. So I can see ahead and, you know whose birthday is coming up.
So yeah, I've been using this and I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. It's a
Very
lot
cool.
better than all these notebooks, and you can take all those notebooks and transfer that data in.
Yeah. I remember when I was using 3x5 cards for every single person. I mean, I use it all, and this is definitely the easiest.
So at least 3x5 cards you could organize in alphabetical order. I haven't been able to figure that one out with the notes.
Yeah, true.
Notebooks. But huge time saver. So even taking the time to take your notes and put them into this database is going to save you tons of time in the long run.
Yeah, and peace of mind, that you feel organized. So, all right. Thanks everyone for coming. This is recorded, so you can watch it again. Again, I'll check all the comments to answer any questions, but hopefully you found this valuable. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier, we are going to do Find a Fabulous tomorrow. And then next week, actually Saturday morning at 9 a.m. So for the starting Saturday morning, 9 a.m., I start Business Mastery with Tony Robbins. And it's 9 a.m. to midnight every day for 7 days. So it's 100 hours of time with Tony. So I will come back. You thought this class was good. I'm sure a week from now or 2 weeks from now, I'll have a ton of information to share with you. But so there will be no Mindset Monday. There will be a Team Tuesday, obviously, because teams can still get together. So that's still there. There will be a Wellness Wednesday, but we're going to actually start playing the recordings from the Health Summit. So we've got all the recordings from each speaker. So there'll be a recording played inside of the video being played inside of the Elevate Your Health at 3 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. On Thursday, which is a week from today, there's nothing. There's no training going on. I'll be still with Tony in that Business Mastery. And then there will be, Cheryl is doing a Find a Fabulous next Friday. So that is still on. And then I end on Saturday. So then everything's back to normal that following Monday. See where my brain's at, but we'll be here one way or the other.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks everyone for coming. Hope this was valuable, and I'll talk to you all soon. We can unmute the lines and everyone can say goodbye.
And make sure that you go to hccc.info and check out